In a special feature article entitled The Hall of Shame, printed in the July 1993 issue of Amiga Power, the crew posed the question to a selection of gaming insiders: what's the worst Amiga game you've ever played? After a bit of arm twisting, most of the developers and publishing execs were persuaded to translate their fence-sitting vagaries into specific named and shamed titles. In a moment of sheer madness, it seemed like a good idea to play each and every submission and capture the punishing ordeal for posterity, voicing up the VIP's comments to accompany the footage. I realise many people appreciate patronising phony rage, but that's not really my forte. Sorry. Maybe if you grit your teeth and shake a clenched fist or two in the air while you imbibe the impending gaming horrors. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Terminator 2, that was dreadful. There was a lack of gameplay, and it also didn't follow the film story at all. In its defence though, it was a tall order, and I know that they didn't see a finished film before they wrote it. But it was a big licence, and I thought it was not one of the strongest. Sorry Ocean, but I think the rest of your stuff's great. Captain Planet, it's crap. It's an appalling licence, like all the rest are. Some of the crap ones I see on cover discs are pretty awful. I think the worst I saw was a cover disc version of Missile Command. I wouldn't like to say anyone in particular, but the worst games on the Amiga are those with super duper graphics and very little gameplay.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
Destroy the Infanto Ray. Defeat the evil Borg. Be valiant, Space Warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
Legend of the Lost by Impressions. God almighty, that was bad. There was a complete lack of any reason at all to be impressed on any level, apart from the good feeling you got when you reset it. The Amiga version of Tetris by Infogrames. You press the keys and nothing happens. And then a minute later, something does. I don't tend to get the real rough ones. I find things wrong with most games I play though. I do tend to go by reviews and what someone else in the office might say, or what someone might stuff under my nose. A lot of shops don't seem to be showing software anymore, so it's difficult to see anything before you buy it. And we can't afford to buy much these days. There was a plotting rip-off that was really dreadful, but I can't remember what it was called. I was really disappointed with Manic Miner, but that was probably from having such fond memories of the Spectrum version all those years ago. Maybe it was the fact that it wasn't using a rubber keyboard either. There was a strip poker game. Oh, and Tetris. I was pig-sick when I played it on the Amiga, but I rediscovered it on the Game Boy and backflipped. These can't be the worst games though, because the truly bad ones are forgettable anyway. defender of the crown, and all because it looks like such a nice product, but it was such a con because there was actually no game in there at all. In my naive early days, I was excited by all these fantastic graphics, and I thought the game would be amazing, but it turned out to have badly choreographed action sequences and loads of disk accessing, and was easily finishable in 20 minutes. Epic is the first one that springs to mind. It's quite probably the most overhyped and overdue game ever. It completely underwhelmed me. As far as constructive criticism goes, it's a shame that even though Ocean had such a good campaign, which they sustained over a long time, they didn't have the heart to put the game back into development for a few months to make it good. Whirlygig by Rainbird. That's very possibly the worst game ever, apart from Lemmings perhaps. It's really tedious. Each level is pretty boring, and there are something like 14 trillion levels, and it'd take something like 8,000 years to play them all, apparently. It's a space game, but has the most wholly inappropriate tune I've never heard. A cosmic cowboy theme with this trumpet in the background. It's hilarious. It was before Maelstrom came up with that true classic Midwinter. If anyone knows where I can get hold of a copy of Whirlygig, I'd love to look at it again. Spot. Why couldn't they bugger up someone else's nice little budget game with such a poxy license? It's actually part of a game. It's the face puzzle bit in the first Robocop. Or is it Terminator? Why are they there? I hate to say it, but I enjoyed the real plastic things more. What a poor excuse for entertainment that is. There are a couple of Impressions football games, and they're both equally crap. One's a playing one called Striker, not the Rage one. And the other's a management one called Kenny Dalglish Football. They were absolutely appalling. There are a lot of bad football games. Peter Beardsley's by Grand Slam was awful. Leisure Suit Larry 3 wasn't a bad game as such, but it was bad that it took about 5 minutes for Larry to cross the screen. And Brat is a crap childish thing and doesn't work.
No way, man! Time to party, dudes!
Chopper X by Mastertronic. It wasn't just the worst Amiga game ever, it was the worst game ever. It was one of the first to appear on the Amiga. Actually, Chopper X was an Atari ST exclusive. Somebody had written it in about 5 minutes. The scrolling was crap, the music was rubbish, and it had zero gameplay. I can tell you the worst game we've done. That was Zone Warrior. It was outdated by the time it reached the market, and it was nothing like the quality of product we usually do. It basically wasn't our kind of game. Chubby Gristle from Grand Slam, 'cause it was deliberately naff. Toki, I really liked the arcade version and really liked the ideas in it, but there was something about the Amiga version which really irritated the hell out of me. There's such a lot of rubbish around. There are so many games so much like each other, and so many are overhyped. I vaguely remember a game called Shadow of the Beast. The motions were so appalling, and the collision detection. Although the graphics were really nice, I thought that whoever did it obviously didn't have much respect for the people who'd play it. I don't mean to direct comments at just that game. There are a whole load of others like it. Sword of Sodan by Electronic Arts. It had nice big sprites, and fairly duff graphics, and just no playability whatsoever. I'm sure I've actually played worse, but nothing springs to mind at the moment.
Stranger!
Federation of Free Traders from Gremlin. It was boring, uninspiring, and slow. So, there you have it. The worst of the worst, named, framed and shamed. I hope you found that cathartic. Those of you who aren't now seething in astonishment at these outrageously dubious defamations of yesteryear's most sorely misunderstood classic gems.